Hi Deb, how are you? I did catch your update that you were back to normal, and I know that this is a day or two past your posting of this, because true to form, I'm right up on top of things. At any rate, I wanted to respond to you because this is something that I know so very well. Yeah, there are certainly specific times when you should probably think about, oh, am I tight because of this, because it's my cycle, because I just had a fill, whatever. There are definitely some real key times. But one of the things, and I know I mentioned it in some of my very early videos, is that, yeah, I am prone to restriction change on an hour-to-hour kind of thing. That is completely normal for me. It has been that way since I achieved any kind of restriction. That is to say that I could eat a meal just fine, and 4 or 5 hours later, when I'm ready to eat again, I am not able to eat. Okay. There is no rhyme or reason. It's just a matter of physiology and how much fluid we're retaining, how, you know, those kinds of things, how much we've got up and moved around. For instance, I, for the last 3 days, have hardly been able to eat anything at all. I've just been, and I was starving tonight, and a friend called me late and said, I'm coming through town, do you want to meet me? I'm going to stop and have some dinner. And I was like, yeah, I'll come sit with you. I don't think I can eat, though. And the closer it got time for me to go this evening, the hungrier I was getting. I'd been hungry all day because it's been a couple of days. And I was actually able to eat a little something tonight, and I didn't have any problems with it at all. But I was not able to eat all day today. So a couple of things that when I was listening to your video. First of all, if I do eat something during the day and it does not agree with me, I do not ever go back and try it again later that day. I might try it the next day, but I'm done with that for the day. The other thing is that, and now my surgeon is very adamant about this, and I know I've heard other people's surgeons say the same thing. If at any time you throw up, that causes the muscle, the tissues, all of that in your stomach and everything to swell to some degree, whether you've had a big herking session or it's just a matter of PBing. There's still some swelling that happens to your stomach in that event. And so my surgeon admonishes us very strictly that should you have an episode that you throw something up, you're to go back to liquids. I'm usually pretty good about that. If I throw something up during the day, the rest of the day I spend on liquids, and I may even spend the next day on liquids depending on how my stomach feels, to give my pouch a chance to calm and let any swelling that may have happened or anything like that go down, because you know, trying an hour later, 2 or 3 hours later, to put something on a stomach that's had some upset, and you know, yours went through it twice, is going to just cause some further agitation. So if that happens again, I would recommend maybe just trying, okay, I can't eat, and going to liquids for about 24 hours and seeing if that helps. The other thing is not trying to eat something that doesn't agree with you later that day. And I don't know what the weird little phenomenon with that is either, but I may be able to eat something pretty consistently, but if for some reason that day I'm not able to eat it and I'm not able to tolerate it, I won't go back that same day and try and eat it again. It just doesn't work for me. So it all sounds perfectly normal. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but it just sounds just exactly like what I go through on a day-to-day basis. My sister has the same experience. We can be fine for one meal during the day, and for the rest of the day not be able to eat a damn thing. Or it could go on for 2 or 3 days. So that's just something that I've had to get used to. It's something that sometimes I can tell, because I usually, if I'm not eating, I almost always have my 32-ounce jug of water or iced tea next to me. And the only reason I don't now is because I was actually getting ready for bed. But So I'm usually drinking, and oddly enough, I can tell by my fluid intake where my restriction is at, because a lot of times when I start to get really tight and I'm starting to tighten up, I start having problems with, not problems, I start being able to feel the fluid hold in that pouch a lot and not pass through nearly as fast. So it's almost a sensation like I just ate, when actually all I did was just drink. And so a lot of times I'll key into that and go, wow, that's really tightened up, because a lot of times I can just chug a lot of fluid at a time and not have any problems. But if I start to tighten up, I'm not able to do that, and the fluid will hold. And I've been known to throw up water because I tried to drink too much too fast. So it all sounds like stuff that, you know, I know my sister and I go through this. We've talked about this for the last 20 months, that this is where we're at and how this works for us, and it is something that happens on a very regular occurrence. You know, no day is the same as the day before. So, and sometimes the hours aren't the same as the previous few. So it sounds all normal to me. It sounds like something I deal with all the time. It sounds like a typical band thing. You know, you certainly, if you have concerns, should talk with your surgeon and whatnot. But I see that you were fine the next day, and liquids are always a good option when you're having problems with your stomach and problems tolerating food and stuff. It's always kind of a good idea to just maybe step back and go back to liquids, either for 12 to 24, maybe even 48 hours, and give something has agitated your stomach, something's bothered the tissues in there. May not necessarily be anything that you have done or haven't done. It's just, the way that we are, the mystery that we are. At any rate, girl, I hope that you are feeling fantastic today. You are looking wonderful, and you're doing a great job, and you haven't done anything wrong. I think this just is when you're probably just going to experience this. And I know that my sister and I aren't the only ones, and I think you'll probably find that a lot of people with the band actually living with any kind of restriction experience this kind of stuff. So anyway, that's all I had to say, and I am really glad you posted that, because that's really good information for pre-oppers to know, and those who are maybe getting ready to start having their fills and getting close to restriction, that it is a moment by moment kind of thing, case by case. So you keep it up, girl. I'm always watching. Better late than never, right? Have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.